Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wind Down Friday. Today, our special guest is Yunji Corcoran, CEO of SMC Diode Solutions. Hi, Yunji. Welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. So, where are you located now?
At this moment, I'm in Florida,
Nice place.
US. Yeah, very nice place for winter.
So today I would like to know more about you. So I have prepared a couple of questions. So you have an impressive journey in this power semiconductor field with over 3 decades, I guess. So please correct me of experience. So can you share a bit about your career highlights and what drew you to this industry?
Okay. My resume actually are very simple. I graduated with a PhD in material science, which I studied the semiconductor material that silicides.
Yeah.
Then after that, and I saw a very, I was looking for a job, and I saw a very small ad said on a local newspaper said engineer, semiconductor, and hybrid. So I called the number, and I went for the interview, and I got the job. So and then I worked at there, which is Sensitron Semiconductor. I worked there for 20 years. So I went in and Sensitron as a process engineer, and then later on become a fab manager, R&D manager, and general manager, VP, and the general manager. So, about 10 years ago, so I left Sensitron to focus on managing SMC on my own, and now that's was 10 years ago. So you can see by went into semiconductor, it's almost like a accidental in a sense. I was always like the mathematics. So but I don't want to be a pure math uh, person, and I like more practical side of mathematics. That's why I went to study physics in solid state physics. So solid state physics, and then become a material scientist. So it's very close to solid state physics. And then the material I studied during my PhD is um, semiconductor material. So that's how I went into the semiconductor industry. It was not planned or
Mhm.
was my like, because I think you are many years ago, you are young, you're out of school, you really don't know a lot, right? But I
Mhm.
went in there and I find that this industry, it's really amazing, and it's of course, it's very become more and more important in everybody's daily life, from your cell phones, your TV, your aircraft, for your communications. So it's also a growing industry. So I'm very enjoyed my working in that
Nice.
field. Yeah, it's hard to say what is the highlight of my career. I think I just never thought about that. I just enjoyed and working every day. I think the most enjoyable part of this, you basically, as engineer, you just solving problems, right?
Mhm,
So you're
mhm,
solving
mhm.
problem, big problem, small problem. When there was process engineer, you're solving small problem with temperatures, with etching rates. And then when you become general manager, you have a lot more bigger problem to
Yeah,
solve. I really enjoyed it. It's very hard to say what is my highlight.
yeah.
Um,
So,
but I think the changing from being an employee at the Sensitron Semiconductor to running the company on my own. So, but that is a significant change in the the responsibility and also how I approach the problem. Because before you feel better, you have a boss, and you always run to your boss, right? So then when you run your own company, there's the normal boss to run to. You have to deal with everything on your own. But all in all, I think that the semiconductor industry is really amazing. I'm feel very lucky. Actually, I'm accidentally went into this field.
Yeah, it's important market, it's important field. So despite now focusing on management, you still consider yourself as a dedicated engineer. So how do you keep that connection alive? So how has your engineering background influenced your leadership style, current leadership style?
Yeah, I think at the from the technical side, I'm still attending all the important technical conference, and I basically had a weekly meeting with our design team, process team, and also the production team. So maybe the level of problem I'm trying to solving is a little bit different. I don't go to the lab to figure out the right parameter, but we actually always look at the data together and always try to attend all the conference and together with my team. And so we know what's going on in the market, what's in the technology front. And I think it's very important as a manager. So you know the technology, keep up with it. And also as far as managing style goes, I think I'm an engineer. I always consider myself an engineer. Engineer solving problem basically is like you just have to look at all the data, all the facts, and without personal emotions, feelings, just look at the hard code data. And so is my management style. As I always try to managing with feeling. So not with the feeling, but with fact. We always, most time when we have a problem, me and team, we always, okay, let's have a spreadsheet. And we just put down all the facts, right? So, and then I think most time, once you sorted out all the facts, and then the solution actually is we're presenting itself because you really know what is your problem. I think that's a lot of time that people, I saw the not so good engineer, they tend to jump in to try to solve a problem. But a lot of time, I think it's very important to actually look at the problem and figure out what is your problem, right? So once you have all the facts in front of you, I think everything, all the solutions most time, not always, but most time will present itself. I think that is my managing style actually influenced by my engineering background because you just have to go based on the fact. What did the data tell you? So that's
Data
I think that's
is always
that's
important.
how to manage. Yeah.
Thank you. So, Yunji, let's keep let's jump for a moment talking about you. So outside of work, job. So you are passionate about traveling, cooking, collecting cookbooks. So tell me more. So do you have a favorite destination? Which is your favorite cuisine?
Yeah. I travel both business-wise. Of course, I do a lot traveling to see customers,
Yep.
to see suppliers, and also personally on vacation. Once the vacation time, most time I actually will travel to some place of So when you're traveling, you gotta eat. So and also I think it's very important aspect of to know the local because a lot of time the time I have to stay in the one location is not very long. So eating is a big part of experience of knowing the local culture, right? Culture. So I always like that aspect. And because I travel a lot, so I experience a lot of different cuisine. It's very hard to pick, say which one I like. Particularly, like, but in general, I always like the very simpler cooking style and with less ingredient, but with a very good raw material. As we call manufacturer, we're going to use that raw material. So the the main ingredient has to be very fresh. And most time we will try to pick something local, just like in Italy. I think sometimes the best dish is just the spaghetti with tomato sauce.
Yeah,
It's a very simple with some olive oil, garlic, tomato sauce, and then that's perfect. Yeah, so
nice. Simplicity in the food. Nice.
yes, yes.
So, thank you. So, just let's back in terms of job. So, given your expertise in design, manufacturing, global sales, so let's understand what do you see as the most pressing challenges, opportunities in the power semiconductor field, power semiconductor space over the next decade?
Yeah, I think that's at this moment, I think the power semiconductor seems is more so more. I think semiconductor always important, but
Mm,
it seems at this moment it's very sexy to work on that because the
yes.
EVs, because the computation power required. So a lot of attention actually is being put into the power semiconductor. I think this is never before. And of course, a lot of
Yes.
investment funding goes in. So I think that at this moment, it's almost like a overheated. Okay.
Mm,
There's especially on the China side, there's a lot of companies, startup company, old company, they all
mm,
crowded into the power semiconductor industry. I think the challenging at this moment is the competition is very furious, so the pricing, the cuttings, all that. I think that's really the challenging for a lot, for almost all the manufacturing in the field. And doesn't matter you're a big old one or you're young little one. I think that we're all facing lot of pressures, right? Right. But the thing is that obviously the reason that you look on the bright side, the reason it's so crowded and is because this is a growing market. There is a very bright future. So I think the challenge for us is really to make sure we have a good product. So technology-wise, we have to keep us in the front, and then we have a very good product in the relatively in the field. And then also to us is it's very important to very close to our customer. So we want to know our customers' application and their needs. So we will have our product to really matching the customers' needs. I think
mm.
that's what we see as our challenge and our strategy moving forward. But really the opportunity, the bright side is really the need of power semiconductor really increasing. Regardless, everybody want to reduce the consumption of the energy. That actually, I think it's all relatively speaking, but I think in reality, with the EVs, with the server requirements, and even with the renewable energy develop, the PV industry and the wind power, they all need more and more power electronic devices. So this is actually is our opportunity. We sometimes feel very lucky, actually happen to be in this rapidly growing field.
Okay. Thank you. So, Yunji, my last question. So, looking back and on your journey and also forward at what's to come. So, what suggestion, what advice would uh, would you give to people, to aspiring professionals, young also in this semiconductor field, especially women aiming to lead in this industry?
Okay. I think I have been in this field for many years.
Mm,
I think the very important things that you really should ask yourself before you, if you have not in the semiconductor field yet, just ask yourself, do you enjoy solving problems? Because we have a lot of problems in the semiconductor, or you can say the challenge, big or small, and this basically is our job for engineer, right? So to get into semiconductor, there's no shortcut to success to make a big money. It's just continuously, day to day solving problem, from small problem to big problem, and then in the process, you will grow, you will get really a lot of satisfaction out of this. I think hopefully you're working for a good company. Financially, you also get rewarded. But the things is that if you're looking for making quick money, this is not your field. And this is the field, to me, most enjoyable portion actually is every day you get some sort of challenge and some sort of issues, some problem, and you're working on, you solve it, with your team, or a team, and then you get the really great satisfaction out of this. So it's a great field because it's become more and more important in everybody's daily life. But you have to enjoy it, right? You have to really enjoy the solving problem part. Almost, I can say, no difference than any other engineering field because you're working always job solving problems, right? And being creative solving problem. The difference in semiconductor business is it's really a growing market. And to me, the biggest satisfaction actually I can look, it doesn't matter a particular brand name of the TV, or you look at the aircraft in the sky and you will say, hey, our parts are in it. So I think that's really the great satisfaction. As far as for a woman engineer goes, I don't think I have particular advice for women. I think man and woman, I always can think it's a difference. It's not which one is better or which one worse. So I think we are different. I do believe biologically we look at the things tend to be in general different, right? I think in semiconductor field, we definitely need we could use a lot of a woman engineer too. And I think there's no difference as man engineer, male engineer. We all have to work very hard, and we all to solve our daily problem. But you have to really enjoy that. You will enjoy it, once you see the results. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot for joining me at Wind Down Friday. Thank you, Yunji. It has been
Okay, thank you
pleasure.
very much for having me. Nice
you.
talking to you.
I wish you a great weekend and see you next. Stay in touch. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.